Hello everyone. Sorry for being a little late. How are you guys? Happy Thursday. I'm so excited to be back. Just last week we were at KubeCon, which is crazy to think about. And so we had to push office hours a week ahead forward. And we miss you, but we are back full force, opening our virtual office doors. My name is Ale, and I'm a developer advocate at Testkube. If you're new here, Testkube is a Kubernetes native testing framework that helps you orchestrate and execute the tests for your applications in Kubernetes. Today, we have a really cool topic, and just summarizing what this space is. This is our virtual corner of the internet where every 2 Thursdays of the month we chat about different techniques, different practices, different ideas over testing your applications in Kubernetes, some challenges, how to tackle them, and of course, we update you on all things related to TestCube. And today, we are going to talk about why test automation in your CI/CD pipelines shouldn't be hard. That is just, I guess, a thing now where if you're working with Kubernetes and you want to integrate a testing system into your pipeline, you know that you're in for a treat because it's not easy, it's not straightforward. So regardless of the tool that you use in this talk, this short virtual office hours, we're going to show you why it doesn't have to be complicated and that you can do it easily using TestCube. So let's go over the agenda real quick. So the first thing is we're going to cover is why is integrating tests in CI/CD so complex? Okay. You probably, if you're a DevOps platform engineer, a software developer, or a tester, you probably already know. So you probably already have these challenges that you can think of straight up about why this is so complicated and why it's not just a simple, straightforward thing to set up. Then we'll talk about how to set up TestCube with your CI/CD tools. And we're going to go over a few examples and demo them so that we see them live. But pretty much just summarize real quick, jump ahead. You can set up TestCube with any CI/CD tool that you're currently using. That's not just limited to Jenkins and GitHub Actions. You can also use GitLab, you can use GitOps tools as well with Argo CD, Flux, and whatnot. Anything that you're using, TestCube can work with it. But in this case, just to keep things short and concise, we're going to talk about Jenkins and GitHub Actions. Then at the end of the talk, I'll leave some time for questions and just final closing comments. But that's pretty much it. We have a lot of documentation as well related to this. If, for example, you don't use Jenkins or you want specific examples with Argo CD or other tools, I'm going to leave the documentation link so that, there you go, so that you can check that out. Our team of engineers and QA and product leader are great at crafting this content for you, where we've pretty much rebuilt the documentation so that you have updated guides on how to get TestCube up and running with just any tool that you're currently using. So let's start with covering why is integrating tests and CI/CD so complex? Okay. And I think that we can all agree, or we've all come across this issue that there's so many tools and testing types. So integrating all of these testing tools and all these testing types within a CI/CD workflow becomes sort of a puzzle, you know? Every test, every tool has its own needs and its own setup. So configuring each of them might require that you have to set up test runners and services in your pipeline, which just at the end of the day ends up adding more complexity to the whole setup instead of making it very straightforward because it is time consuming and it also affects the maintainability of your pipeline. You could also agree that that adding more stuff to your pipeline is just adding more steps, right? So there are already myriad uh, number of steps that are involved with every step of your workflow. And as you increase this by adding just more tools, just more steps, the complexity just increases as well. This can become really complicated sometimes to visualize, to get like an eagle eye view and to manage it. So all of these steps can make things very complicated for your engineers, your testers, and you as an infrastructure operator to, understand what's happening at a glance. This gives into creating bottlenecks, increases turnaround times, and reduces the understanding of the pipeline's overall health. So it makes it harder to, pinpoint issues and detect what the issue of the delay is, what the reason for a delay is, for example. Another thing is definitely that you get limited observability and reporting. So you don't get out of the box, you would also have to implement this, which is better reporting and just alert mechanisms. So it becomes really difficult to monitor how your tests perform in real time because in your CI/CD pipeline, ideally, what is happening since it's continuous, right? Is that tests are being executed continuously. So maintaining a record of this performance becomes really difficult because there you need to actually set up a way to retrieve historical data. Otherwise, you don't have it. You just lose everything, even though tests are being executed continuously. And moreover, your tests will be scattered all